Hello and welcome to another installment of the Browny Version Podcast. This is your favorite gender assumer, SabhyaGuyAniket. Today it's gonna be a little weird. It's me alone talking to myself like every night I do, but on podcast. We don't have any guests today. We didn't have anyone. I don't know why. It's very last minute. I'm recording very last minute, so I just couldn't expect the others to be there, right? Also, just a quick plug. I did a podcast with one of my very good friends, Booze Logics, on his own page. I'll leave a link down in the description. Do check that shit out. Let's get right into it, boys. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. What happened with me this week? Let's talk about that first. I went out after a very long time today. Like, not today, 2 days before. Like, I went out for non-essential reasons after around 6 months, since the lockdown started. So I just went for a walk with my friend, and the fucking tomfoolery of the people still surprised me. I don't know how. I'm not easily surprised by the fucking, what is it called? The stupidity of people, but yeah, I was. People are wearing masks but below their nose. How stupid is that? It's like you're a loser. You want to succumb to the government, but you don't want. It's just stupid. You're a loser if you wear a mask below your nose. You don't need coronavirus. You need AIDS. Okay? And it was a good time. it was a very good time. Not gonna lie. I saw a open sky after a very long time. Like, I had gone to take groceries, right, to the market before, but I would go in my car. I would go by my car. I would order I would call him beforehand, just tell him what all to pack, and then pick that shit up and just come back. Paise bhi I would pay through online Paytm and shit. So yeah, it was like very good to see an open sky. I've been going out for a walk for 3 days now with a mask over my nose. Obviously, I'm not stupid. I don't need AIDS. Yes. It was pretty pleasant to take a breath of fresh air for more than a second, I guess. I live in Delhi. It's not fresh air. So yeah. Also, something very funny happened yesterday. So, me and my mom were discussing something. I don't know what we were discussing, but I was on my laptop. She was using my phone to calculate something. So all of a sudden I noticed that I can't even see an inch of my phone's screen. The suspicious brain of mine just started speculating, what the fuck is she doing? Because I know, वो मुझसे छुपा रही थी, like deliberately screen. So I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? She was going through my messages. Not a big deal for me. I don't care. She might karna jo karo. So I take the phone from her hand and I see she has opened like my messages with a friend of mine. Like, she's a girl. So I was just surprised. Like, my mother doesn't do that like on a regular basis. That I don't know of. Yeah, let's also say that. I don't know if she does or not. She doesn't do it in front of me. So I'm like, okay, कोई नहीं. I'm like, आप पे विश्वास नहीं कर सकता, समझ गया हूँ. Then I just go and I just check. फिर I'm like, आपने कितने messages खोले? She's like, यही. I'm like, okay. Then I go in my room. I see my WhatsApp screen, जो home screen होती है, and I'm like, मेरी home screen पे है क्या? So when I see my home screen, I see one like my friend's name that I had gone out with that day only, like 3 days before. I see 2 groups. One message of her and another message from someone else. Like, yeah, sorry, the friend that's a female, right? So I'm like, आपने ये 2 group नहीं देखे? It's like literally it's the both of the groups are called RSS and not boys locker room. I'm like, ये कैसे नहीं खोला आपने? पहले ये बताओ. It's like you are okay with your kid being in RSS या फिर boys locker room. बट आपको ज़्यादा इंट्रीगिंग वो एक लड़की का स्माइलिंग इमोजी लगा. it's just fucking hilarious how she did that. And I just told her this. I'm like, ये देखो, ये RSS और ये Not Boys Locker Room, इसमें कोई आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं आया? लाइक नहीं, मैंने बस वो देखा कि वो स्माइलिंग इमोजी था, तो I'm like, ऐसा कैसा हंस, ऐसी कैसी बात कर दी मेरे लड़के ने जो इतनी हंसी आ रही है? I'm like, ओके भाई, श्योर यार. And it's just fucking hilarious, man, how she did that. Also, I was wondering today, like when I was thinking about recording this. So tell me if I'm the weird one, or am I just I just don't know enough people who are like me. So when I was little, not even little, like 3 or 4 years, until 3 or 4 years ago, what I would do is when I'm bathing, like जब मैं नहा रहा होता था, so I would get a mug full of water, I would raise it to the highest point I could, and I would pour it slowly over my head while saying Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So I could feel like a fucking sadhu. I don't know if I am the only one that does that. Please tell me. I need approval right now. Please tell me in the comment section if you've done that. And if you haven't, do that. It's very, very, I don't know what to say. It's very liberating. Like, you feel very peaceful after doing that shit. Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't think I'm wrong. Yeah. So yeah. Also, another hilarious thing happened. So when I went out for the walk with my friend, he was on a cycle. So the big dilemma was where to park that cycle in order to take a walk, because we weren't in a park, we were on the main road. So we found this post office, the local post office, and I was like, यहाँ park कर दे. So we found nobody in that post office premises, like, क्योंकि it wasn't even a post, it was a post office, yeah. So we see 3 benches, हम अंदर गए, हम बाहर आ गए वापस. So someone like the caretaker of the post office premises, he just asked, भैया क्या हुआ? So we're like, कब तक खुला है? Like, खुला है 7:30 तक, उसके और 7 बजे तक पर्ची. I'm like, पर्ची की बात कर रहा है तो पोस्ट ऑफिस की पर्ची की बात कर रहा होगा, आई डोंट नो. सो वी वर लाइक, यार ये पार्क करनी है तो बताओ कैसे, क्या सीन है इसको पार्क करने का? लाइक, हाँ कर दो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, पर टाइम से आ जाना, मैं तो बंद करके चला जाऊँगा. लाइक, हाँ आ जाएंगे. वी गो आउट, वी टॉक अ लॉट, लाइक हमको लगा आधा पौना घंटा, एंड 7:15 के अराउंड वी कम बैक. वी टॉक्ड अ लॉट, लाइक बहुत बात करा, बहुत बिचिंग करा हमने, खुल के गालियाँ, ओहो, like जो लौंडे लपाटे करते हैं. And we come back, he takes the cycle out, he's facing me, I'm facing the post office gate. And to my like what comes to my notice next is the funniest thing that has happened to me during this week. I see COVID testing center, and मेरी फट गई. I just tell him, पीछे मुड़ और हिंदी में क्या लिखा है देख. Like, क्या लिखा है? Like, मुड़ तो सही. He's like, COVID test center. Like, I could hear the fucking fear in his voice gradually increase as he kept on reading COVID test center. And it was very, very hilarious, right? And he's like, भाई क्या हो गया, अब क्या करना है? I'm like, अब क्या करना है? पता चल गया कहाँ से टेस्ट कराना है 3 दिन बाद, I guess. And it was funny because it was so fucking scary, and I don't know if I can top that. Yeah. So what? Oh yes, fuck yes. So the one thing that I really want to talk about is trans age. So I recently came across the phenomena of trans age. For those of you who don't know what trans age is, let me do a quick Google search to tell you the definition. So trans age is a relatively new term and has been associated with the transgender community, obviously the trans. It's basically people feeling, quote unquote, feeling like a different age. But yeah, okay, so what I'm gonna do next is everybody, I'll put up the picture of a model on my screen. Tell me, smash or pass. Tell me. I'll give you 10 seconds, right? Her name is Valentina Sampaio. I'll put up a image. Just a second. Tell me smash or pass, and we'll see. Let me download the image right now so I can put it up for you guys. So I gave you 10 seconds. Allow 10 seconds to decide. Guess what? She's a fucking transgender. Okay. So yeah, boys, this is where the game changes. Now is the time we decide whether we weren't fucking with the transgender people because they weren't natural, or were we not fucking with them because they weren't beautiful. See, this isn't my theory, first of all. So this was a very great comedy bit by Andrew Schultz. He was like, once these trannies get the Beyonce makeover, then it's gonna be real. It's gonna be like dudes going, oh dude, you don't fuck transgender pussy, bro. No. Fuck, I did an accent. That's cringe. I'm gonna cut that off from the podcast. Yes, I don't associate myself with ghost. Yes. So coming back to the fuck, I'll leave a link down to the comedy bit by Andrew Schultz in the description. Check it out. It's a really great clip. Also, yeah, let's come back to the trans age wala thing. So the trans age thing, it's pretty peculiar because now a 69-year-old man, not this guy, sorry. So apparently a 45 or 49-year-old man got penalized for pedophilia, and his defense in court was that he feels like an 8-year-old girl. Let that sink in. Yes, people. The man feels like a 8-year-old girl. I'm not kidding. This is real news. So this is the problem when you base scientific things on feelings, right? So that is the problem. See, being of a certain gender, in my opinion, gender and sexual orientation are two very, very different things. Like, gender should always be based upon scientific facts, like whether you have XX chromosomes or whether you have XY chromosomes. Talking about transgenders, they are also transitioning from an X gender to a Y gender. So there are only two genders, right? They're gonna be either a man or either a woman at the end of the day. They are transitioning into one. Most of them do, right? So that is the problem. Like, your sexual orientation could be anything. You could fuck a bottle cap for all I care. You could fuck a what did that woman do? She married a fucking rail cart in an amusement park, right? The bitch who was in love with an inanimate object. So apparently this girl who was working in the amusement park for over 25 years just fell in love with the roller coaster cart, named him Sandy or something, I don't know, and then married it. I tell you, these white bitches, right? So yeah, this is what happens when you start justifying everything on what you're feeling like. I think a man, if we go by what you feel is the right thing, yes, pedophilia can also be justified that way. I just feel love towards small kids. But yeah, it's not what you feel, but it always doesn't work like that. ठीक है ना? You're not trans age. You're not fucking 8 years old. I am not 69 years old also, right? Bhai, it's the nice number, so I have to be that age. So guess what, people? I'm not 18 anymore. I'm 69.420. I'm always gonna be that. Or I could be 420.69. That's gonna be more convenient because 3 place decimal system, I don't know if they have in the Indian Okay, so yeah, I think we have to work the logistics of this matter after the podcast. But yes, you can call me Uncle 420 from now on. Not 420, 420.69, and I'm not a snitch, right? So yeah, uh, it's still funny how like the judge was like, so why did you commit the crime? I just felt like an 18-year-old. Like I just felt like an 8-year-old. What could I do? And the judge was like, damn, it's hard to argue with facts, am I right? But yes, what can we do? What can we do? Yes, as Ben Shapiro rightly said, that he is a fucking disgrace to the community. Yes. Also, I recently got into stock trading. I've started. I really don't understand all the nitty-gritties of the stock exchange and the mobile trading thing, like shares and market and how the Sensex and the Nifties and those things work. But I'm really intrigued these days about this stuff because I am 18, so I have to think about not investments per se, but money as a commodity. And with the recession knocking on the door, yeah, so I have to do that. So yeah, I've recently got into that. I've started dummy trading. So there is this app called the Stock Game. It's the Dalal Street Investment Journal Stock Market Challenge. So hashtag not sponsored, yes sir. So what it basically does is it gives you 100,000 rupees to trade, and you can buy dummy shares in return of that money. So you can monitor the market through these things. It's a very good thing for learners who want to get into stock trading. I've been recently doing it, man. I don't know. It sometimes acts like a retarded app, but I don't know. I might be a retard myself, calling other people retards. Aren't we all retards in that sense? Then yeah, I guess. So I don't know how to stretch this anymore. So that's gonna be it for this podcast. Subscribe if you want more of this, which I know you don't. Like this video if you want, which I know you don't. Comment down below what you feel like being 420.69 years old. Tell me if you are a pedophile so I can ban you off the channel. Yes. And tell me, if you could pick any age, what would you pick and why would it be 69? Yeah. So that was it for today, folks. Oh, fuck. Before transitioning out, I have to also tell you one thing. This episode is also available on Spotify. Yes, this prestigious episode is gonna be available on Spotify. Spotify listenership is always more superior, and I don't make the rules, man. Don't hit the player, hit the game. I know it's the other way around, but in my case, I'm a special child. My mom said so. And check out my Instagram. I'm not 8 years old, so if you're a pedophile, please don't hit me up, okay? And check out my Discord link down in the description. That has been it for this episode of the Browny Version Podcast. Hasta la vista.
Bitch, I've been killing shit like my middle name was AIDS. Shouts out Freddie Mercury, I see you in the haze. Every dream I have